Hey everyone, my name's Walter, and I've come here for yet another video about our good friend Lucas Werner. If you haven't seen any of my other videos about him, you might want to start on my old channel. But anyway, let's try to summarize. Lucas is a 41-year-old man who's completely obsessed with dating 18-year-old women. He seriously spends most of his time yelling about Gen Z. Well, you'll see, so let's just begin with The Greed of Lucas Werner. You know this is going to be good with a title like that. Around the middle of December, Lucas began being catfished yet again. This was a supposed 22-year-old Native American woman named Mia, which is probably a reference to the prostitute Christian lost his virginity to. People find it amusing to slip in obvious signs that it's trolling and watch him still fall for it. I'm leaving Monday. No school? You had it planned. I don't know. I got the flight confirmation in the email. I might go to school in LA now. There are nothing but haters in Spokane. Yeah, small town mentality. Yeah, it's a horrible place filled with liars. What are you going to do in LA? Is there someone for you there? I think Mia is in love with me. She wants me to live with her. What do you like about her? She's alternative-y, political left, pretty hot, kind, she's funny and sweet, Native American. Don't forget that Lucas's narrative is that people of the same race shouldn't have kids because genetics favors variation. Everyone else was already aware that Lucas was being catfished, and he was actually warned a few times, as usual. The media calls you Generation Socialist, Generation Z, so stop being greedy little bigots and introduce me to good-looking, healthy Gen Z women, or face the fact that you're a generation of lying hypocrites. Yours truly, a real live Marxist from Generation X. Has anyone ever heard the media call Generation Z Generation Socialist? 'Cause I haven't. Notice he's also posting these memes demanding a girlfriend even as he's traveling to meet a girl? How loyal. Love me if you want me to love you, otherwise I'm done wasting my time on you haters. 41-year-old Lucas is already looking like Palpatine out here. Classists and greedmongers. Okay, so young people post a lot of guillotine memes, but it's completely different when Lucas does it. His definition of classist is anyone with more money than him who doesn't want to date him. And his definition of greedmonger is a guy who has multiple girlfriends. These are the types of people he's saying he wants to behead. Nobody knew at the time, but it was actually just a member of Kiwi Farms who catfished Lucas after having a bit too much to drink one night. Lucas, of course, decided that it must be real because someone actually spent over $100 on this plane ticket. So he spent all his money to make sure he'd really be boned when he landed in LA, and he got on the plane. Yes, in the middle of the pandemic. Even after the catfish registered him with a lap infant named It's Not in the Cards Werner. Yeah, I have no words. Not exactly the fat man flying through the sky that the children were expecting this Christmas. After that, Lucas was spotted at the San Francisco airport. This was his connecting flight to take him to John Wayne Airport. So there was nothing to do now but arrive and realize that he had indeed been catfished again. Catfishing was what led him to Spokane originally, and now it had taken him out of it. He then started begging, the only option really left to him. I haven't eaten in 2 days. Translation, I haven't eaten 3 people's worth of food in 2 days. I see the incel king is now begging people for everything for being enabled by fellow creeps. Thankfully, him getting permanent housing is not in the cards. It's hard to feel sorry for a guy who was so unprepared for a trip, he basically leaves with the clothes off his back, and no money or plan of action other than I want to fuck a woman. Yet it's our fault that this happened. Got it. Lucas the perpetual victim strikes again. What a crybaby. His body can eat away at the fat on his ass if he's so hungry. Why would anyone go out of state and not bring some cash along? He was actually called and grilled in a video much like Christian with Casey's father, but it wasn't by the catfish. Someone who isn't a troll but probably more of a bleeding heart bought Lucas a Greyhound ticket back home. For more money than the original flight. This and a few people sending him food seemed to really make Lucas think that he could make begging his full-time job. I haven't showered in weeks. I'm stiff from sleeping on the streets of LA for 2 nights without blankets in the cold and 2 weeks outdoors in Spokane in worse cold. I have no clean laundry. I need about a week's worth of food and sleep in a warm bed to recoup. If anyone can help me out with a stay in their home in Spokane or Motel 6 for a week with food, I'd be eternally grateful. I need you. Please help me. Eternally yours, Lucas Werner. 0% chance anyone ever lets this creep into their home. Now explain to me why he hasn't showered in weeks. He's been at the homeless shelter and in motels since that time. He decided to just become really nasty before getting on the plane? I'm sure everyone was thankful that they had to wear masks anyway. He sure showed up in perfect shape to woo his lady. No money and smelling like shit. And he didn't stop slut-shaming about COVID either. Are you slutty during COVID-19? Bruh. Do you fuck people because they got a lot of cash? Bruh. Do you give in to greedy people with multiple sex partners? Bruh. Do you smoke around kids? Bruh. This is especially funny now because Lucas just flew down to California to try to get laid, and here he is lecturing people about COVID. This man is a veritable court jester at this point. Here he is trying to incite people to go after Clickatat, the guy who mirrors his videos and was notably not actually the catfish. More Chris Chan-like behavior. Alright, let's have a montage of Lucas begging. You are gonna hate this. We'll insult people for food. No, I'm serious. Deliver a meal to me for a video insult to anyone. Lucas, your videos are an insult to humanity. And you flipping me off really makes me want to send you $50. Now see how this works. I got a $100 DoorDash delivery to do 2 call-out videos yesterday. Now accepting $50 a video over Cash App. Whatever you need, boo-boo. Lucas Werner. This destitute homeless man got $100 and spent it all on food. That's what I'm seeing here. If you want more quality Wern content over YouTube, send me $50 over Cash App. More than willing to guest on your podcast for $100. We'll also do non-Wern related material for the same fee. Thank you for your patronage. Quality Wern content? That's gotta be an oxymoron, right? $50 for one of his shitty videos? Ugh. Have your say on any topic through the Wern on YouTube. I'll explain to the world your position on anything. Just put $50 in my Cash App account and I'll be your impartial voice. If Cash App isn't an option, then DoorDash, Uber Eats, and Grubhub are just as good to yo mans here. Let me act as a liaison or endorser for you. Think of the Wern as a brother for hire. Got you. Endorsement channels don't even exist. Why would you trust someone who would endorse anything for $50? It's like if Chris Hansen was also a predator. And way dumber. Boys and girls, you can have hope in the betterment of the Wern. But hope ain't gonna stake up the table, nah I mean? For $50 over Cash App, the Wern will entertain short creative video projects. You can't win a pony show with rosy sunglasses, you turkeys. Yeah, so here Lucas is telling you that if you give him any money, he'll just waste it on expensive steak instead of seeking shelter. Do not give this man money if I haven't made it clear yet. Alright, so when Lucas got back, to a lot of people's surprise, he actually did manage to enroll in college again and get financial aid after failing out last time. I think this is his last chance though. Oh yeah, look at his New Year's special. Buy 2 videos from the Wern for $75. What a deal. 2 videos is twice as bad as 1 in this case, so I'm really glad to pay 50% more for it. Lucas really got on to shaming people about COVID at this point, which makes the next shift all the more funny. What the fuck do you mean you've had sex with more than one other person during COVID-19? Now those are crazy eyes if I've ever seen them. Right now, as far as I'm concerned, everyone on Earth has cooties. Quit trying to get laid during COVID-19, assholes. In the comments, Lucas, didn't you fly to Cali to get some Gen Z pussy? She promised me a job and housing. They bought me a plane ticket. Well, I guess he didn't understand the question. It's pretty hard to see this monumental hypocrisy, isn't it? So what happened next was Lucas got, along with his normal SSI, a $600 stimulus check and a $1,400 financial aid check, so he made about $2,700 that month. So after complaining about parties non-stop, guess what his next post was? Where the party at, Gen Z? Where the ladies? And showing off his financial aid money like it's his pocket change. No one in the world is dumb enough to fall for your tricks, Lucas. A trip to the Motel 6 and some food was clearly in order. Lucas lying in the bed shirtless reminds me of the Family Guy episode where Peter didn't have any bones and was just this amorphous blob with a head. I love how Lucas eats out every day, meals that are easily $30, but still feels like everyone else is greedy and privileged. I've been considering tallying up a rough estimate of what he spends in a year and sending him the final number. He just called me a greedy bigot and blocked me on Instagram for commenting that he can make his money last longer if he buys groceries instead of getting delivery. I'm amazed Lucas hasn't been assaulted recently for his attitude. In reality, it's because he's a giant wuss in person and only tough over the web. Hook me up, Generation Z. Not stopping till you do. Thank you. Welp, I need a girlfriend, Generation Z. Enough of your greed and hate. Hook me up, thanks. Greed and age phobia prevents me from finding true love, honey. Hook me up, please, Generation Z. Thank you. He is a real broken record, isn't he? When you're an age gapper and you're a guy with visibly gray hair, and you've seen beautiful 18-year-old women smile and talk to you and even get mad at you. But you just say yes, darling, and shut your mouth for a while. Because you're 40, and you're uncool. You've already given her everything an 18-year-old won't give her. Gratitude. She'll eventually let you kiss her, if she doesn't kiss you first. The key here isn't respect. Respect is the doorway. The key is comprehension. Wait, why is this 41-year-old man who's had one relationship in his life trying to give me romantic advice? Generation Z, if applicable. How's the COVID fuckfest? Can we truly trust this greedy generation? Can we? Can we really? These age phobes and coronial smuts with 10 significant others just to feel any serotonin? Can we really trust Generation Z? If you're wondering how college is going for him when he's not eating himself into a coma, the abject greed of males and the 3 women giving in to his avarice among a generation that lauds Marxism and the whole sharing is caring against classism ethic. Hashtag Generation Z. So he sees a guy studying with 3 female classmates and makes the assumption that they're all sleeping together. Lucas always complains about groups of people about to go have orgies, and I think this is the most direct proof we've gotten of what he's actually seeing. And it's crazy shit. Anyway, I think that's where we're going to cut it off here. I take a break between Lucas videos, but he's recently been trying to play chef with the homeless shelter's toaster oven. I know, everyone is going to want to know about that now. But that is about all the time I have for you today. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a like, and please let me hear what you think about Lucas in the comments. I might use some of the comments in my next video, so good luck with that. If you're new here and like the content, consider subscribing for more of the same. Big thanks also to my generous patrons. This shit is almost impossible to monetize, so they're helping me out a lot here. Have a great day, everyone, and where the party at, Gen Z?